How do folks, how you doing? Just thought we'd have another little chat. Well, the weather's going to turn, the rains are coming apparently. They've given us enough. Whoever's celebrations it was over, one royalty or other had birthdays or something coming up, I don't know. It's usually when they give us the clean skies. Anyway, hey, come on. Sorry, the dog was just about to kill something. Good job, she's well trained. Anyway, clapping. You're still clapping every week. To be honest, I really don't keep up with this. Excuse me, with the news and all that crap. And this clapping, I've only just realised it's every fucking week. I genuinely thought it was just a one-off. They got every fucker outside clapping. And folks are doing this on a weekly basis. For these NHS workers that are saying go home and die at home, giving no treatment whatsoever. That's killing people. They're not even following their oath, let alone doing the job. Sending folks home to die. And I don't know whether, sorry, I don't know if the wind's going to get at. I don't know whether folks really realise it's not just killing folks now. There are going to be some serious knock-on effects to this. Some really serious knock-on effects. You imagine nobody's getting treated. Imagine how many are dying now because they're not getting treated right this minute. But then imagine how many people who are just not getting treated but they're not dying. If the NHS ever do open back up and start actually treating people again, can you imagine the waiting lists? Can you imagine the waiting list just to see somebody, let alone to get something done? It's absolutely bizarre. You could already be left on a waiting list till you die in England anyway, if you're English. I don't know where people get off standing outside clapping this genocidal fucking movement. What the fuck? You know when you're outside clapping this shit, has any of you that are out there clapping had any family that have been told to fuck off by the NHS? And any of you, because I believe most of you will know somebody that's been told to fuck off. In politer words, of course, they're the gumshoe words, but fuck off it is, isn't it, really? When you think about it. Do you think about it? They're clapping pots and pans together because that's what they're showing you on fucking telly. Like vision. Channeling their programs straight into your fucking head. You're being programmed, you fucking dumb shits. Oh, I don't know. Every week, seriously. Now, I see today, it was pointed out to me, COVID-19 Limited, Company's House. Check it out, Company's House, COVID-19 Limited. It is actually have a limited registration number. Hey. And then, now you look into that a little bit further, and it's registered to just one man. Just one man. So you could think either way, yeah, just one man. It needs much more research, but one thing you need to remember with this shit, you can't just go and register any old name. They want a name, they want to know why that name. You can't just go COVID-19, they'd say piss off, you can't register that. And I'm telling you now they would. So is it governmentally planted there and then leaked out to us? I mean, why did anybody search for that anyway? Is it leaked out to us to get us all wound up? Is it just something else to further the divide? Right, just seeing things on the floor. 8mm socket, you never know. Might need one of them one day. So, what is it all about? Why do these very convenient things keep popping up that are just shocking and absolutely fucking far beyond disgusting? Why does it keep happening? Don't it seem a little bit dodgy to you? They're fueling it. They're fueling it. Are they destroying the truther movement by throwing so many lies in there? They always have anyway, so are they doing it even worse now? I don't know. I also see that the army are moving in now on these corona testing units. 92 is it? 92 units of military are going to be doing mobile testing. Now they say it's just of key workers, fire brigade, police, hospital staff and such like. at a rate of 100,000 a day. Just key workers. Roadblocks spring to mind. Shops, standing at the shops, what, going down the queue in the shop. Can you prove you've had yours? You know, all you out there that are saying, not me, I'm not having that. You're not giving me your fucking vaccine. Are you actually preparing yourself for what's going to come? Because I don't think everybody really realises. They're not going to say, do you want this? They're really not going to say, do you want this? So all this, I'm not having that, you need to put a little bit more thought into it than I'm not having it. Because when it comes dropping down on you, it's the fucking military with orders. The military with orders. You're going to do that? So we're just conspiracy theorists, aren't we? That's all. Hello, baby. My dog's come to say hello. We're just conspiracy theorists. Isn't it funny how we conspiracy theorists say, go and look for yourself, don't believe me, go and look for yourself. Conspiracy theorist. Go and look for yourself. Yet the government say, believe me. And we're wrong. We're the nutters here, are we? We're the nutters, because I don't tell anybody believe me. I do get quite passionate about things. I don't say to anybody believe me, I say to everybody go look. And I was talking to, it's a real shame as well, I was talking to the gamekeeper of the farm I'm on, and we had a bit of a falling out. I think I better be careful with it all, because I think I've pissed them all off with it. Sheep. Farming sheep. It's absolutely bizarre. Even when the gamekeeper, even when I says to him, look, even the milk industry, they're being shut down, they're being told to get rid of the cows. He says, yeah, because there's not the use for it. I says, people are under the fucking stairs, they're not fucking stopping drinking milk. This is the mentality. No, we don't need milk anymore because people are locked in their house. They're probably having more fucking coffees and drinking more milk than they ever were. Yet the farmers are told to get rid of the milk and kill the cows. That's not a temporary measure. Kill your cows isn't a temporary measure. Well, I don't know if they're saying kill or get rid of, but if they're saying get rid of, and they're saying that to everybody, who's going to take them all? Because they're going to be told to get rid of them. So I presume it's kill. It usually fucking is when the government give orders, isn't it? Meat industry shutting down. Does anybody not see where this is going? When I pointed out the possibility of famine there with him, that was it. That was closed down. Fuck me. I may as well have insulted his wife. It was absolutely ridiculous. What comes after that is absolute bollocks. And then, what you said about 5G, I've got a mate and he says you're wrong. I don't give a fuck what your mate says. Tell your mate to come forward with some evidence. Oh, he's a scientist, so he knows. Oh, well, if he's a scientist, yeah, scientist says so, it must be right. Haven't scientists told us everything that we fucking know up to date that we know is wrong? Paid shills, indoctrinated the wrong way, from birth given the wrong information to build an entirely wrong reality of what it is, as they have us all. Get a woke scientist and let him have a debate with that fella. I mean, I'm not going to try and take a scientist on in a debate, but I'll certainly pull a load of stuff up and put in front of him and say, here you go, rebut that shit. He's just going to wrap me right up in his bollocks. That means fuck all to me and fuck all to reality either. They can absolutely bamboozle you. That's the field they're an expert in, and it's not the field of the reality of it, it's the field of their indoctrination of it, to make sure we're always given the false narratives. Most scientists are just following peer-reviewed fucking papers anyway. Few of them are doing something for themselves, but them that are doing something for themselves, if you start off with a false base, you're going to come to a false conclusion, aren't you? I know they don't believe they start off from a false base, but apparently this scientist says absolutely 100% sure 5G is totally 100% safe. Well, I've known a couple of scientists in my time, and as far as I was concerned, a scientist will never say anything's 100%. Nothing's ever settled with science, is it? That's the opinion I've always had, and that's, I don't know, somebody tell me I'm wrong. That's what I believe it is. Scientist is never happy with what he's got, and he doesn't believe anything's absolute conclusive. How can they? You're going to go into quantum physics and it's going to blow everything that they ever fucking say anyway. So you're going to say scientists don't believe in quantum physics? We only know what we've been told. Now, who am I to blow everything? Just imagine for 1 minute if at the point of the periodic table was put out there. I mean, our history is false, so it may not be as long ago as we think. At the point the periodic table had been brought out, what if, like now, they killed off a load of fucking people, restarted, a bit of a reset, you know, maybe a mud flood, and started off folks on a totally different knowledge base, created this periodic table through years of development before, like they're probably doing stuff now for way into the future, how to blag people off and create false narratives, and there they go, they write this periodic table that and loads of future history to put to it as we go past that point. And then, yeah, 100 years later, it's like, oh, 20 years ago, boom, and 10 years ago, and we just found this out, and on and on and on, and all of your knowledge base built, and all of the scientists' knowledge base built from this fake periodic table that was written in the first place, a fake basis for every experiment that was ever taken place, leading to a false conclusion. So much in science doesn't make sense. That says something was wrong. You can't just say it doesn't make sense. If you're following it, you can't just say something, it just don't make sense. So we don't know about that, so there's a little portion of it that we don't know. No, there isn't a little portion of it you don't know. That just blew everything you thought you knew in the first place, and it blew everything that you found after the fact. But they don't do that. They leave little missing gaps, which tell you that everything else is made up. This is your science. Big industry, big corporations that have owned this right from the start. They pay these folks the grants and the such like that they get, millions, hundreds of millions sometimes, to come up with a conclusion. And if you come up with a conclusion, you're going to get the next contract too, and that's worth billions. This is our science, and this is how most folks know. You know in absolute this is how it works. Same way as your politics works, same way as your news agencies work, same way as the world works. You know it. In your heart you know it. I know you know it. I know you know it. In your heart of hearts, you know it. But this is clinging on to hope. Like the President Trump and the Q thing. Clinging on to hope. And I know you're hearing some fantastic things. All these children that have been in captivity are being released and such like. Who's telling you this shit? Who? And I don't say it's not on mainstream, so no, it's just some fucking YouTube channel or some fucking bullshit coming out. Nobody other than somebody on a YouTube channel has told you. You can't confirm it, you can't do anything with it. Why are you believing this shit? They're making you sit on your arses. They're creating acquiescence. You're doing nothing about it because you believe the milk tray man's coming. He's not. Donald Trump is owned. He's owned. Q is AI. You've programmed him with your Facebooks and your Twitters and your bollocks. It knows exactly how to deal with you. It knows exactly how to manipulate you. It knows exactly how to make you think whatever it wants you to think. And you used to know this. You used to know this. We all knew this was coming. All the main truthers that I know of. We absolutely knew this was coming. We knew it. Why are you believing the bullshit now? There's no good versus evil battle going on. It's a bad versus evil, where all sides are owned by one. It's theatre. It's theatre being played out. They're destroying the system. The system must be destroyed. It must be. It couldn't have continued. So they've woke people up. They're in control of the Truth movement. They've caused all this shit. And they've caused all the confusion. It's order out of chaos. It always has been. You've got all these people telling you, I know it's this way and that way and we're going to fucking survive and we're going to do this. No way. No way in this way. I'm not saying we're not going to survive. What are you doing to survive? If you're sitting under your cupboard and you're ill, chances are you're fucking not. Folks have got to start doing something. Got to wake up to this shit. Wake up to this shit. Don't believe me. Don't believe me. Don't believe anybody. Nobody. Nothing. Not a television. Not a YouTube channel. They own all sides, including the truther movement. There's some in the truther movement that are out there. Free radicals. Some. Most are bollocks. Most are bollocks. You know, if I was here shouting Q, 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 I'd have 1,000 fucking subscribers. 10,000 subscribers. Not because people are interested, because the algorithms create it. People like me won't ever get heard. Not a chance. I got my last YouTube channel shut down. I don't know, I can't even remember how many there were. 300 maybe subscribers. I don't shout for it. I don't care if anybody wants to listen, follow, or fucking anything. If you don't like what I say, scroll on by. Fuck off. I don't care. It don't matter to me at all. I'm talking to those that have got the ability to listen. Maybe those that have got the ability to change their opinion when they're given new information. Because you know, if you've not got the ability to change your opinion when new information comes out, don't you see how you're programmed? You know, those that know for sure. I know for sure. Don't be stupid. Oh, he thinks this. He thinks that. Because I know for sure. How do you know for sure? Who told you? You've always known. You know, a few years ago, before I woke up, I always knew too. I knew for sure. New information was coming. New information come forward. Unfortunately, and it is unfortunately, I had to change. It destroyed my life. And it did. It took away my friends, it took away my family. My wife and my kids stand by me, luckily. But anything extended beyond that, gone. Just because of the things I was starting to talk about. That's cognitive dissonance. I don't regret it for 1 minute. Not for 1 minute. Because you can't unknow this shit. And you can't not know this shit either. Because life's about to get really fucking tough. And do you think if your head's in the sand, that train's going to stop coming down that track? Choo! It's coming. I assure you, it's fucking coming. The train is coming down the track. It absolutely is. And what you doing? Head in the sand. Hiding under the stairs. Waiting to tell the military, I don't want that. As they jump on you, jab it in your arm and then walk off. I don't care, it's done. Military. That ain't law. This is not law. That's the military. Think about it, folks. You're driving down the road, there's a roadblock. Queue of traffic. You're in it. Car's behind you. You turn around and start going, somebody's chasing you. You know that's how it's going to happen. Don't think you're going to get to turn around and drive away. There'll be coppers up the road. A couple of 100 yards you've come past already. You turn around, they're on you. Bang. Or military, sorry, not the police. Or maybe the police will back up, who knows. But one thing you do know, start setting roadblocks up, you're not going anywhere. What about if they start testing people as you're going into a supermarket? You're standing there like fucking idiots, 6 foot apart. And they're just there at the front of the queue. Hello there, let me just take this quick test. No, thank you, not for me. What do you mean, not for you? Get this one, back of the van. Don't need a test then, do you? Boom, just jab. There you go, had the fucker now. Kick you out the back of the van. Didn't need all that fuss, did we? They're going to say. Carry on along your way. They have no idea they've just killed you. In my opinion. People keep waiting for this. People are just waiting for it to happen. Waiting. People going, I'm not doing that. I'm this. I'm fucking against and I'm going to stand. You'll fucking hear my voice. There's a mumble from under the fucking stairs. Where are you? Where do you think you're going to be when the military are kicking your fucking door in? Because that's where it goes after the roadblocks, door to door. Can you prove you've had your jab? No, I forgot my homework. I don't know where I've put the paperwork. Bang. Do you think they care, military? Or do you think the police will anyway? You've seen how they're operating. Just following orders. Look into the Nuremberg trials. Tells you that's no defence. But I'll tell you something, the average guy or gal out there isn't going to be able to do a damn thing about it. Not a damn thing about it. Imagine. What? You couldn't get rid of a fucking bailiff. How are you going to take these down for what they do to you? How are you going to hold them responsible for what they've done to you? Hope somebody else does. I will, if they get their hands on me. Dealt with in advance. My notices are already in the government. Every level. And the police force. Every level. I think I ought to throw one out to the Brigadier General or whatever, Field Marshal or whoever's the top ranking officer of the military at the minute. Should really get them under notice as well, doing my due diligence. Just to give you an idea of how you really should be behaving right now, as well as preparing for whatever's to come. I mean, sounds bizarre that there's going to be no food about, don't it? It sounds absolutely ridiculous. Let's not believe that, because we don't like the thought of it. What if? What if? I'm not telling you there is going to be a famine or isn't, but it sure looks like to me it'd go that way if this carries on. Now somebody says to me the other day, what if you're wrong? I says, you can have a good fucking chuckle at me, can't you? What if I'm right? Silence. They're holding out hope to be able to laugh at me. And that's the folk. Talk amongst yourselves. He's a fucking nutter, he is. He thinks this, he thinks that. And on a daily basis it's showing itself. And they don't even see that because they're being given a governmental reason, aren't they, why it's happening? So yeah, the telly's told them it's this. So yeah, even though the same thing happened as what that bloke there said was going to happen, it's not that, because the telly just said it's because of that. So that's why it is, and then they start repeating that shit. That's why it is. I love it. I say to folks occasionally, look at this, and I get answers back from supposed woken folk, which is just mainstream narrative. It's this and it's that. I talk often to people about that bright fucking light in the sky that people go, it's Venus! And every time I speak it, I get a chorus of people saying it's Venus. Like Venus just appeared 3 fucking years ago. What used to be the brightest object in the sky? You know, anybody older than the age of 5? No, let's say 10 just to be decent. What used to be the brightest fucking object in the sky? What used to be the brightest object? Apart from the moon and the sun, of course. I better say that. At night, the night sky. We know we'll have a list of pedantic twats coming up. So, come on. As far as what you call stars, what was the brightest one? Think about it. And now what's the brightest one? Think about that. And how much brighter is it? How many times illumination is it? Come on, think about it. What you're looking at? What are you? I'm not telling you what you're looking at. Fuck knows what it is. But I know what it isn't. It's something that wasn't there until 3 fucking years ago. And the skies have been so fucking clouded over every single day and night, whether you like it or fucking not. They've been covering them fucking skies, so people don't see it very often. And when they do, they look on the internet and it says it's Venus. And then they ask a couple of people, that's a bit bright, isn't it? What's that? And people go, it's Venus, it's Venus, it's Venus. Because they've Googled the cunt. Because so it's Venus. Fuck off, Venus. I'm 50 years old. I can remember longer than fucking 3 years ago. I've laid on the grass looking up at the stars, stoned as a bat many, many nights, counting stars, looking for shooting stars, whatever they are. Just night dreaming as you do, staring into the sky. Never there then, just fucking appeared. But it's Venus. And Venus suddenly moved closer. Come for a closer look, maybe. Don't know. Sorry if it's a bit windy there. I'll turn around a little bit. A bit of a wind tunnel I'm going through here. But it's Venus. What can I say? If you all believe it's Venus, it must be Venus, eh? Can't fight with that. That fucking wind here. Ever so sorry about that. But yeah, anyway, that's all I've got really, I suppose. Just come on for a natter. Stick your head out tonight and have a look at Venus. Or wait for Thursday and go and clap for the fucking genocide. Wow. And and that's not a word I use lightly. I chuckle sometimes when I say it, but the chuckling is at the ignorance of the masses. Genocide, for fuck's sake, think about it. It's a horrible word, it's a massive word, and it's one that should see people hung. It should. Yet folks are turning up at the NHS and they're getting told to go home, no treatment. And then the television is channeling their programs into you, programming you to go outside and clap like fucking seals. Programming everybody else, shaming others who are starting to get it. They're programming you to fucking go clapping the people that are sending your fucking loved ones to die. Really? And let's not even go into medicines at that. The poisons and the toxins that are in your medicines. Do we not know this? Are we not bothered to look? Vaccines. How is there even two sides, a pro-vax and a vaxxers? Not anti-vax. How is there even two sides to it? There's one side that's looked and there's one side that hasn't. How does that make two sides? It shouldn't be, haven't looked yet. But why are they not looking? Why are you programmed to not look? Why are you not realising you're programmed not to look with your own eyes? Realise with real eyes. Just look for yourself. You look at this shit, you can't deny it anymore. And it might be an uncomfortable world that you're going to see, but the train's still coming down the tracks. Isn't it better to know to try and get off them tracks if it's possible? If it isn't possible, at least you can fucking try. You might fluke it and get away with it. Or you might put your arse into it and actually make it happen. Anyway, folks, I'm going to leave it at that. Think. The world is not what we believe. The ones running it are not who we believe. They're not your friends. And they're not doing anything for your benefit. And you're hiding under the stairs now for their benefit. Not for yours. Not for yours. You ain't going to drop dead of a common fucking cold. They're just going to write that on your death certificate for whatever you do drop dead from. Maybe vitamin D deficiency. I don't know. Anyway, think on, folks. Best of luck in these end times and the New World Order.